在今天这个视频里，我想跟你们分享我在东南亚的制造业工厂里面观察和了解到的信息。在这个视频里，我不会给出任何建议，而且我也不会站在任何一个个人立场上提出观点，因为我可能跟你们平时看的视频博主不一样，我只想通过镜头来展示最真实的世界。我会把我在东南亚的所见所闻分享给大家。我分享的内容可能和大多数人了解到的并不一样，因为像我这样冒险前往东南亚的人不多，同样能有机会在当地做深入调查的人也不多。
I was doubling over the load on my shoulders was a weight I carried with me every day. Crossing miles of frustrations and rivers of rage and picking up stones I found along the way. I staggered and I stumbled down pathways of trouble. I was hauling those souvenirs of misery, and with each step taken my back was breaking till I found the one who took it all from me down by the riverside.
近些年，随着贸易战和人口结构老龄化等问题的出现，我们可以看到很多中国的低端制造业正在向东南亚进行转移。离开了中国后，他们的目的地大概会是泰国、越南、柬埔寨等东南亚国家。除了互联网上的信息外，一个工厂的迁移还需要考虑很多其他的因素。所以，为了深入了解东南亚国家对于外国投资的政策和态度，我产生了前往东南亚的想法。尽管因为安全问题和学业压力，我的想法遭到了身边人的反对，但是随着与在越南和泰国生活的中国人取得了越来越多的联系，我决定在泰国和越南花1个月的时间去生活。Let's go.
For the minimum wage for labor, the labor cost is going up every year, usually, but right now it's around 400 baht per day.
Consider of the low labor cost, like what's the general educational level of workers in Thailand factory?
Well, around middle school. They didn't-
Middle school.
Maybe some of them didn't graduate or didn't even go to school.
So is there like a strict lower limit, like the lower requirement for the owner of the factory to recruit new workers?
No, at as long like maybe set for certain labor like people who drive trucks, they need driving license.
Oh,
Yeah, but like for labor who works in the factory, they don't have any educational requirements. Yeah. Since I'm like not a foreigner, I'm Thai. I don't know a lot about foreign like FDI, but I know there's like a minimum amount of like a number you have to reach to invest
Oh,
to be able to like come into Thailand.
oh,
To make an investment in Thailand, you need like a minimum, but I think it's around like 10 to 15 million baht at least if you want to invest
oh.
as a business. Yeah.
So
But if it's like you want to buy like a private land, not as an investment, like you want a house, you cannot own a house as a foreigner,
Oh.
but you can own a apartment.
is some special thing for the factory to buy land in Thailand than like in some other countries, like the developed countries.
Well, for foreigners, I think one benefit they can get from buying land in Thailand for factories, you said. I'm not sure if it's like they changed this law yet, but the last time I like review it, uh, you don't need to return the land to the government. Like I think in Vietnam, maybe you buy the land for 70 years
Yeah,
or
that's
like 50. I don't remember how many years, but a certain amount of years.
Yeah.
You have to give it back to the government, and if you want to continue that contract, you buy it again. So they're selling the land as a contract, but in Thailand, you buy it, you own it.
Permanent owner.
Yeah, as long as you meet the minimum requirement of the investment,
Okay.
you can own it forever. It's bad for Thai business people because
Yeah.
if there's a lot of foreign investment, maybe we don't have enough land to like invest in Thai. Like this law doesn't support Thai people, but
Oh.
it support. If there's a lot of investment for foreign. If the law I said was still true, foreigner can own the land forever. And if let's say Thailand is a developing country,
Yeah.
and maybe at first they don't have a lot of like businessmen with money, they
Yeah.
cannot make the investment.
Yeah.
Before they can make the investment, maybe there won't be enough land for us. But for foreigner, they can own the land forever in our country.
When I come to this factory, I see that the electric wire is not underground, but is put above the ground. So I asked them, and they say it's because there are a lot of water underground. So, but I mean, is this phenomenon influence the use of energy for the factory?
Well, it doesn't influence it doesn't influence the energy consumption of a factory. A factory consumption energy consumption is quite high since there's a lot of like injection machine. I think what it influences is the infrastructure. It will look messy, and like in most European countries, all the wirings are underground,
Yeah, that's
which make the infrastructure and like the road pretty clean and like tidy. That's probably the only thing it influenced, but I'm not sure about the influence in energy consumption. I don't think it's related. Yeah.
Okay, so like in China, there is actually a restriction on the consumption of electricity for every factory because of the I think it's in terms of the environmental friendly. So is there are any same thing in Thailand?
There is a restriction in for certain factory. It depends on what you produce in that factory. Like if you want to make a gas injection factory, it has to be fireproof. It has to be more than the requirements for making it environmental friendly will be higher than other factory
yeah.
like that. But for energy consumption, I'm not sure. I don't know if there's a limit for the energy consumption a factory can consume, but there's a limit in like let's say you want to set up solar panels.
Uh-huh. So
There's a there's a there's a limit for how many solar panels you can put on the roof. Yeah.
so like specifically for
The
this
kilowatts.
the
Yeah.
kilowatt.
You
So
cannot reach 1,000 kilowatt. Yeah.
like for this manufacturing plant, do you face any challenge from the like the restriction on energy?
Right now, no, because we almost got, our solar panel almost reached 1,000 kilowatts. Like it's not like a restriction, but we need a certain certificate or like permission to get to 1,000, which will take time and money to get it. But right now we almost at 1,000, but we don't have an issue right now since we also don't have space for solar panels. Yeah. Well, the first as a factory executive, and like I work a lot with Chinese suppliers. If we're talking about like wholesales, when we talk about Chinese, the quality is not the first thing. The quality is not the first thing we think about. Our priority is the price.
The price.
Yes, because if we're talking about from my perspective, we're doing business with businesses,
Yeah.
so they don't look for quality first. They look for quantity and price.
Like what I found in Vietnam is that there is a price war between Chinese companies in Vietnam, and because they need to lower down the cost of the production, the quality of the product is quite low, and some battery like burn out just in Vietnam, and this make Vietnam people think Chinese product is very low quality, but like a product from Korea or Japan is at a high quality. So this also happening in Thailand.
Well, yes, in terms of lowering the cost of their product, they have to lower the quality, or they can do it two ways: either lower the quality, or like mass produce it.
Yeah,
China can do both.
China can do both.
Then since they can mass produce, they can
Yeah.
increase the quantity, also lower the quality to like let's say like this is the minimum quality we need. They can do it at the minimum,
Yeah.
and they can also uh, make a lot of it. They can also increase the quantity, so the price can be way lower than any other. But it also depends on who the customer is. For me, we deal a lot of with Chinese suppliers because that's the requirement we need. The quality is not the first factor. It's not like oh because they're very cheap because the quality is not good. No, it's because quality is not our first priority. Of course, the quality has to be like functional and at the at the minimum at least. But we prioritize cost first. But some customer they prioritize quality over price. So that's why they choose Japan or Korean factories.
When we say like this is a product from China, do you think like Thailand people will have a good impression or a bad impression? Like they will like or dislike it?
Again, it depends on the perspective. If we're talking about business people, businessman to businessman, we're dealing about product trading.
the commoner,
Or if we're talking about like, let's say,
just the consumers,
consumer products, right? Then if they know this product is a China brand, not manufactured from China, but maybe like it's a, because most high-end products are also manufactured in China, right? I'm talking about Chinese brand. When we talk about Chinese brand and maybe European brands, they will choose European brands.
Yeah, okay.
If we prioritize quality, they will say European brand is better.
Do you think it is advantage of people to hold up factory here?
Yes, it is because Thailand is in the middle of Southeast Asia. Because we have routes to anywhere in Southeast Asia. If they want to like send their products to Southeast Asia, they have to pass by Thailand or Singapore.
So the location is very convenient.
Yes, in
And
the middle of Southeast Asia.
And could you share with me some information on like the export situation or the export policy? Like we sell the product to foreigner countries.
The only thing I know about exports in Thailand is that we export a lot of rice. But that's all I know. If we're talking about my perspective, my customers they bought a lot of their stuff. We sell a lot of cosmetic products, and when or like healthcare product, healthcare containers like soap, shampoo bottles, like that. So like when coronavirus happened in Thailand, like healthcare product become very like healthcare household product become very like popular and like scarce.
Okay.
Like people are storing shampoo, people are storing body wash because to kill the virus. Alcohol gels.
Alcohol.
Yeah. Like this. We also sell this, right? In bottles.
So like
So a lot of customer are buying a lot at first before COVID. Like they know COVID is gonna happen, so they buy a lot. And after that, because they're so like stocked up, the order became less because they have a lot of stock. But right now, because COVID passed for so many years already, it's becoming the same.
Okay.
And right now it just depends on the season.
Okay.
Like there are so high season and low season for each product. Let's say the pen pail product, the pen buckets. Since we sell pen pail containers, in rainy season the order is less
Okay.
because people don't paint. It's not popular for people to paint their houses during rainy seasons. That's why the order of the sales for that became less in the season. So right now it mostly depends on high and low seasons for each product.
Just like, is there some challenges the owner of factory face, like when they need to solve out the industrial relations, like the trade union or labor union?
Yeah, there is. But like not much when we are doing a lot of overtime, but we don't want to because sometimes it's against the law. Right? But like our labor, sometimes they want to because we don't have like just Thai labor. We have laborers from neighboring countries that wants to come work in Thailand. We don't have a lot of problem from that from labor union. It haven't occurred during the time I work here, so I'm not sure about this.
So like there is pretty huge freedom for the owners of factory to just conduct what they want, and they do not need to consider many external factors on the society.
We have to. There's a requirements. There's a law like to open a factory, you have to at least abide by this law, and also there's a certificate we can get as a factory, the ISO.
Oh, ISO.
Yeah. If we get this certificate, it's good for the factory since it increases credibility. It's easier for us to get customers. but to get this certificate, you have to complete certain requirements, and those requirements are include safety requirements, labor wellness and requirements also. Like we can do whatever we want because we have this much freedom. I don't know if we do because like I don't have a lot of knowledge in this labor union community or something. But I know that we have to still abide by the requirements if we want the certificate, because ISO certificate is used worldwide. It's very important for factories to have it. And I think each year or every 6 months, there will be like an agent that comes to our factory to audit our factory if we still follow the ISO certificate or not, and they will check everything. Yeah.
So like, have you meet or see some events that the workers do not want to work and they do not follow the order of the factory owners?
I haven't seen it
Just
in my
Thailand.
experience. In Thailand, no. Like even like here, I work at the factory every day. Every worker, it's sometimes we don't want them to work. They want to work.
They want to work. But
Because
why?
because when they do overtime, they get paid more.
Yeah, so like I heard about the corporate social responsibility, the CSR, like so is there some law in Thailand from the government to require the factory to like conduct some CSR?
I know that the government requires a factory to be at a certain level environmental friendly, so they will come check like how much pollution are we producing? Are we doing anything to prevent or like lesser the pollution we are producing? If we're not doing anything, they will talk to us about it.
So this is required by the law instead of voluntary.
Let's say like if you want a certain credibility, every factory needs to require this. Right now, also less carbon footprint means less energy consumption, and less energy consumption means less money spent.
So like you say, I wonder in Thailand, do the people or the factory owner concern a lot about the environmental friendly stuff?
Well, I would say not as much as European countries.
That's
Or like, but yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for giving me a comprehensive understanding of Thailand. Then thank you very much.
Thank you.
泰国为中国低端制造业的迁出提供了一个理想的环境。泰国市场所具备的优势包括更加低廉的劳动力成本、赋予永久使用权的土地政策、丰富的能源资源、友好的贸易环境和泰国政府提供的出口补贴、优越的地理位置和物流网络、相对较低的企业社会责任、友好的劳工关系，并且泰国的人均消费水平与中国的品牌形象完美契合。所有的这些优势让泰国成为中国制造业工厂迁出后的一个终点站。本系列视频致力于维护中国与东南亚国家的友好关系，促进中国和东南亚国家之间的文化交流和经济合作。谢谢观看。